I played 22 years and I've been away a long time, so it's hard to be. I'm going to fantasy camp to play baseball with a bunch of
A bunch of us.
a bunch of
A bunch of bananas like me.
out of shape guys who booed me at a time.
Every time I see you, get better looking. Like, what are you drinking? Water? What are you doing? You tan? You look good?
Us Italians have that natural olive oil skin,
Is that what it
I was
is?
in the sun a little bit. I have a wife that keeps me in shape. She cooks good. I have a young daughter who runs around with her dancing, so I'm all over. I'm a dance dad now.
Oh, so you got a little girl. And now how old are you now?
58.
58?
Yeah.
How's John? How do I look older than John Franco? And I'm 51. This is a disaster.
That's a hard 51.
This is already is a hard 51. These bags, John. So you grew up Brooklyn.
Yep.
I grew up Valley Stream, which was the country for Brooklyn.
Well, you're absolutely right, because that was the country for us. We used to go to Valley Stream for our big picnic weekends from Brooklyn.
To the state park?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was our big weekends, Valley Stream. Whoop-de-doo.
Yes, and then I just remember everyone that I grew up with, like, where you from? Hey, we're from Brooklyn. Where you from? From Brooklyn. We came out here to move to the country.
I grew up in a housing project, the Abadi brothers on the 3rd floor, Borriello on the 1st floor, Soto on the 4th floor, the Carrington brothers, so it was pretty cool, man.
It was great growing up. I always say, where I grew up, it was hands down the greatest childhood I could have ever asked for. As a matter of fact, and then my wife's from Jersey, so we moved out to Jersey, and it was a nice neighborhood and all that, but it's nothing when I grew up, and I tell my kids, I hope you have half the childhood I did.
I'd say
I had
the same
best.
thing. When I show my kids where I grew up in the housing project, you live there? I said, yeah, the 7th floor, 7D. Me and Uncle Jimmy, when I turned over, I was next to him. We had a room about this big. We go to bed at night. We had to wear sweats during the winter because there's no heat. The icicles on the top.
Right.
We live right across the street from the B train, so every time something good on the TV would happen, the train would come by. You couldn't hear what the hell was going on.
We were by JFK, so every 3 minutes the planes would come over. So we'd have a conversation like, so John,
Exactly. Well, it's Shea Stadium, right? Bobby Valentine in Shea Stadium, when we had a pickoff play at second base, when the opposing team had a man on second, and a plane was flying over, he put the sign down for a pickoff play, and you turn around, spin, and try to pick the guy off because the coaches couldn't yell to get back.
Oh my God, it's freaking brilliant!
Isn't it brilliant? That was when he said that. I was going, wow, who would think of that? Only Bobby would. What a great in-game manager.
I started the Mets fantasy camp a couple years ago. I have to say, it's all I look forward to every single year. I know it sounds crazy.
It is crazy.
I have to say, I've been twice down there where we sucked.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Did you have fans yelling at you, you suck?
No, that's the big difference.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
That is the big difference. And, they talk about comedians, when people say, how do you handle hecklers? For us, it's easy.
Yeah.
How did you handle? Because that's another. You're going to play baseball. You're just playing baseball.
Yeah. It's you try to block it out. I mean, you get so used to getting out there. I mean, sometimes you don't even hear the crowd. I mean, you're just so focused on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But then there's the games where you're really struggling, and you hear them saying, you suck, you this, you that. You can hear them.
Did anyone get you to the point, right? You're coming into the dugout, you have some banana behind and they're screaming at you. Did you ever go?
I'll tell you this funny story. In Chicago, I was warming up to go in a game. I was warming up, and every time I warm up, peanuts were being thrown at me. And I was warming up, and peanuts were thrown out. So in Wrigley Field, I don't know if you've ever been to Wrigley Field. There's the bullpen. And here's the stands, so you could lean over and just grab somebody. Yeah. So I told our bullpen coach, I said, I'm going to fake this pitch, and I'm going to see who's doing it. So I faked the pitch, and these 4 guys are just winging at me. So I said, I'm going to do it again. If they do it again, I'm going in the stands. Threw it. I went in the stands. The whole bullpen came in after me. The security comes. It was 4 school teachers who took off from school that day. So the security came. They had a couple of beverages.
Of course.
Security came. put him in Wrigley Field. I had like a little holding cage or something.
Holding cell, yeah.
And they said, "What do you want to do with them? You want to press charge?" I said, "No." He says, "Okay, we'll leave them here for about 6 or 7 hours after the game." So it was, that's the way you get back. But I mean, as a professional athlete, that comes with the territory. You gotta try to block it out. We always say to fans, they pay their money, they can say whatever they want. I mean, I knew when I went to a game as a kid, my dad we weren't allowed to boo. We just clap or just don't say nothing. So.
Well, yeah, because I remember that too. I would, if you said, "Hey, you suck," my father would go, "Hey, hey, 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 what's your matter? You think you could do that?" So all right. So
when a kid comes down to me and tells me I suck, I said, "Go back and tell your dad he sucks." And then if the dad comes down and says, "Why'd you say that to my son?" I said, "Where did he hear it from?" I must have heard it from you, right?
That's right.
So.
All right, so I got something for us then. This is just a crazy idea. How about me and you start, because of Brooklyn, Long Island, me and you start training for all major leaguers coming in, and they come in. Yeah, no, seminar, we put them on the field, and we get professional hecklers nonstop. This is something to learn. So as they're coming up, I mean, because me and you can go back to even your mother. Your mother's
yeah.
I mean, they can handle that. They can handle anything.
Yeah, your mother's a better man than your father.
Right, all that jazz. All that, you heard it all. I remember that. Can you not boot the ball when I throw a double play when Harper's up? Can you please help me? Please.
Let me check your pulse. Let me check your.
You were in the era of the full-blown steroid era.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here you are, your size, facing guys that are silverback gorillas.
Yes,
Silverback.
They were 120 pounds in September and 220 in spring training.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I wish, I'm sure people recognize it now, but it's the first thing I went and told all my friends. I went, if you knew the size of Johnny Franco, and now you look back at what he accomplished during the era of these guys could have hit a golf ball.
Bunch of cheaters, that's what they were.
They were cheaters.
Yeah.
They were a bunch of cheaters.
They cheated
You
themselves.
feel that way.
Yeah, I feel that way because
I feel that way too.
I played, even keel, on an even playing. I wish everybody's on an even playing surface. These guys did a little bit extra to get the edge. And some of the guys who've done it really didn't need to do it because they were really good ball players.
Yes, that's true.
And it just, rattles my brain like they would do that.
All right.
So it drives me crazy.
I'm
with
glad
that.
you feel that way, because me as a fan, I'll get in battles with other fans, and like, well, I could see where they're doing. I said, I didn't ask you how you can do it. It's just like robbery or anything else. Well, I could see how they do it. It came from. I didn't ask you how they got there to do it or what their mentality is. You're okay with what goes on with these guys using PEDs and all that just to get better and to make these monies. To me, I hated it as a fan. It ruined so much about baseball. I was angry at the commissioner because
everybody knew about it.
Everyone knew about it. Yeah, everyone
Nobody
knew
wanted
about
to
it.
do nothing about it.
It pissed me off
That's the
because of
problem.
money.
Yeah.
It was all money.
When McGuire and Sammy Sosa were going at it, sitting those 70 home runs or whatever, they used to open up the gates in St. Louis a half hour earlier so the fans could come in and watch McGuire hit home runs and open up the concession stands too.
Yeah,
right?
and that's right. That's
So
right.
Why did they do that,
So everybody was making money.
I played clean, man. I played clean. I had over 400 saves playing clean.
And I respect it, which technically 400 is really 650 in the steroid era, if you ask me.
I appreciate it. Maybe you could tell the Hall of Fame voters that.
Oh, I'm going to. I've always loved DeGrom from the day he came up because he just, A, he's a family guy. B, he just comes in. He does does what he has to do, and he leaves. I would have never lasted as him.
He's pretty damn good, man.
I would have never lasted.
In what way? Why? What do you mean?
To pitch the way he does. I'm not even DeGrom. And I would go in my yard and go, can you score? 1 run! 1 run! Can you not boot the ball when I throw a double play when Harper's up? Can you please help me? Please!
Let me check your pulse. Let me check your pulse.
And I go, and I would just feel for. I would want to call him and go, listen, I'm so sorry. As a fan, I'm so sorry.
As an athlete, A guy in that position like Jake, I mean, there's nothing you can do but while you're out there, you're trying to do your best, and hopefully your teammates got your back. Unfortunately, you picked the wrong days to pitch.
Yes,
right?
and I'll tell you this, John, I don't know how you did it, because when I play fantasy camp, when I play the games, right, and I'm pitching, all right, and I know I got to get this guy out. I've already pitched 40 pitches because no one can catch a ball behind me. And I ground ball, and I know, oh, great, just tag third, he's out there, and he boots it for the 4th time. You know how hard it is to go, are you kidding me? Why are you here? Why did you say can you play third base? Because I'd like to think you can't play third base. And when I'm pitching on that, 50 pitches, we're in the first. We're in the first. Help me, help you.
In the early 90s.
You suck.
In the early 90s when I used to pitch,
Yeah.
I didn't want to turn around. I would go by crowd reaction. Because our infield was pretty bad.
Yes.
So I would go by crowd reaction. If they went, ooh, that means I knew. And there are times I felt like that, but
Yes.
you can't do
You can't
that.
do
No,
that,
you
Steve.
can't. You can't put
You
your
can't
teammates
do
under
that.
the bus.
Well,
As you as a fan can do that.
I can do it as a fan, but when I'm down there, it was real hard. I would do this a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. I would do this a lot.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's all. We're going to get 2 on this one. It's
tell
all
you-
good.
I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in the minor leagues, I got drafted by the Dodgers, and I was pitching a game. One of my few games I pitched, I was a starter. I struck out 11 this previous game, so we were playing against the Fort Lauderdale Yankees. And I was pitching on the mound, and I was getting 1 and 2 on the guys, but I wasn't striking them out, and I was doing,
Right.
And Dave Wallace, who was my pitching coach with the Dodgers, and later on became our pitching coach 2000 with the Mets,
Yep.
called timeout. Came out to the mound, got this close to my face, and said, listen to me, you little bleep, 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 bleep. I don't give a bleep if you strike another bleeping guy out. You just throw the ball over the plate and let these guys make the play. And I was standing like, I said, this isn't college no more. And you know,
That's right.
I had so much respect for him because he put me in my place and made me a better pitcher, made me a better person, because when I was doing all that, you look like an idiot.
Right.
You know, maybe in fantasy camp you can get away with that. Me as a player and a retired player, and being at the stadium at times and watching some videos when the team was going good, you are a sick man. You are a crazy fan. Me as a player and a retired player, and being at the stadium at times and watching some videos when the team was going good, you are a sick man. You are a crazy fan, but I think you are deep down emotional ties to the organization. You love the Mets, and you show your true colors and the way you come out. But do you take it home with you and cry when we lose, or but why do you do you? You're so emotional, and I mean, I love that. I love that as a fan. I love that as a guy. But you take it to another level, man. You take it to another level.
Well, all right. 2015. Now, again, my wife is the greatest thing ever happened to me. We're married over 25 years. She's going through her 2nd round of cancer. Okay. All good right now. She's on her 3rd. She has stage 4. She's stage 4. She goes to once a month for a trial in Philadelphia. Everything's great. Good. Everything's working, blah, blah, blah.
That's good.
But the 2nd round she got, it was 2015, February, and my management team's like, you have to make videos. So you got to keep on top of things, make videos. I said, I don't want to tweet.
Right.
I don't want to have to try to be funny. I hate trying to be funny.
Just let it come natural.
So I make some videos and whatever. Some people watch it. Opening day, Nationals just signed Max Scherzer. He's up against Bartolo Colon. Max Scherzer has a no-hitter in opening day going into the 7th inning against the Mets. Bartolo's got like a 2-hitter and he's 0-0. Max gives up first 2 hits. Mets score a run. It's a 9th inning. The Mets are about to win the game, and I'm in the screen going, big bad Max Scherzer. How much money are you making, Max? Oh, we got. So I'm going on and on. I turn around. My wife, who just came back from chemo, her energy's like this. Hey, she's sitting there like this with a hoodie. She's looking at me and she's going, I said, what is so funny? And I swear, my hand of God, she goes, this is what you should be doing videos.
Yeah.
She said, your heart, your passion for this team. And she said, don't be Jim Breuer, the comedian, or the actor. Be the fan.
Yeah.
Make this video. And I went, oh my God, that's brilliant. Yeah! Woo! Woo! La Familia, which stands for Let's Go Mets! I wonder if anyone's gonna watch it. I said, I didn't even care. Yes, I could do this. So I finish it, and then she goes, you gotta do this every game. I went, are you crazy?
You did.
I said, you know baseball is 100%. I did. Everyone thinks I started in the playoffs in the World Series. I did every single game, win or lose, and it helped us through the cancer. It helped our entire family get involved. And who knew they started off 2-3, then they won 11 in a row. And then who knew they were going to go to the playoffs?
Yeah, Cespedes and Murphy got hot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that is where it all started. It was a terrible thing, and yet this bad place in life shed light. And again,
helped you through a difficult time.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's where these videos started. That's
what us ball players do for you guys. You know.
Yes.
I mean, you know, on 9/11, you know, when we came back the first game here, and we, you know, it was so different where the fans.
I might start crying.
Yeah, you know, the security was different. The bomb-sniffing dogs came in the locker room, the cars and everything. But when you turn around and saw the fans, you know, we were just a Band-Aid for 2 hours, 3 hours a game.
Right.
And then when Mike Piazza hit that home run, and you turn around and you see the people hugging and crying and screaming
Sobbing.
USA. Yeah. I mean, we had hair standing up in our arms, you know, and it's just, to this day, you know, you still think about that. And, you know, shaking and hugging the Braves, you know, our arch nemesis, the Braves that we hated, hugging them, you know. So what we did for the fans for an hour or 2 hours and wearing the hats for the police and fire department, I could see how baseball or any sport can help heal whatever's going on at home. Bob Davidson, who was the umpire, goes, you, and you're out. And I said, me? Why am I out? He says, look at you. And I said, yeah, you're right.
I knew a guy, he was not a Met, got traded to a big-time market, and he was having a really hard time, right? And I went over his house, and his wife was just beating us. I don't want to live here. Why did you sign here? The kids can't do this, and the media is ridiculous. And
it's a tough place to play.
Very tough place to play. So like you walk down the street, it's a freak show. And knowing this, I watched him struggle, and all of a sudden, he was hurt. And she said, you make it the playoffs, we're leaving. I'm not staying here. So I went, oh my God.
She didn't realize that bonus money in the playoffs.
I don't think they needed it at that point.
Probably not.
But sometimes I think about that with a ball player, like, wow, he may be going through something at home.
Yeah, I mean,
that you really can't talk about.
We put our pants on the same way everybody does, one leg at a time. We have problems, you know, kids going to school, kids get sick, family members die. I mean, as a player, I missed my oldest daughter's birthday parties, communion sometimes, my son's Little League games. Right. When I played with the Mets, I forgot what year it was, maybe Bobby Valentine was our manager. My son was in a Little League playoff game in Staten Island when I lived in Staten Island. I went to the ballpark, I did all my work, put my uniform on, I put sweats over my pants. And I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, my son JJ's got a game at 5:30 in Staten Island. He looked at me, he said, we got a game at 7:10. I said, I'll be back, don't worry, I'll be back by 9:30.
And you made it.
I got a police escort there and a police escort back.
That's the way to go.
I gave a couple of hot dogs to my couple of friends. I watched it, a couple innings, and made it back. But we missed, you know, I'm sure that you are going on the road doing your job. You miss so much, and you give a lot of credit to the wives because they're like single parents. You know, they got to raise the kids, make sure. I mean, I have a daughter.
And support your emotions when good and
my
bad.
oldest graduated from Villanova. My son graduated from Brown. So my wife did a great job. I used to come home in the off season and screw things up.
It's John Franco Day at Shea.
Yeah,
This is a big day, rolling out the carpet
not
for
too proud of it.
John Franco. And tell us what happened today, which I got to say, to me, this is like one of the greatest days ever. I know you're not happy with it, but this is
it's probably
this is
it's a little
hilarious
bit
to look back
embarrassing for me. I mean,
yeah, but tell you what happened.
well, my oldest,
Story's never going to go good when you go, this is a little
no, it's
embarrassing.
embarrassing, and to this day I still get grief about it. But my oldest daughter Nicole, was her birthday the day before, whatever. So I had got a suite at the stadium for her and her friends, and they honored me. I think it was like 300 save or something. So we were playing the Chicago Cubs, and Pete Harnish was pitching, and Pete threw a pitch and hit somebody. I forgot who he hit on the Cubs. So when Pete came up to bat, his best friend from the Houston Astros days was Scott Service, the catcher. So Scott and him were drawing at each other, like we thought they were fooling around. And next thing you know it, Pete drops the bat, and this is a free-for-all at home plate. And this fight went on from home plate into the dugout, against the screen, all of us running in from the bullpen. We're tackling each other. I'm grabbing somebody, and my future teammate, Turk Wendell, was on the Cubs. He puts his hand back. His hand goes back like this, inadvertently hits me under the eye. Now I start getting crazy. I'm grabbing people, this and that. My shirt is out. They break everything up. And now they break everything up, and the umpires are there, and I got this here. I'm all dirty. I'm like this, and Bob Davidson, who was the umpire, goes, you, and you're out. And I said, me? Why am I out? He says, look at you. And I said, yeah, you're right. And so, but while this was happening up in the in the press box, the kids are looking, and somebody says, Nicole, your dad's fighting. And I was like, oh man. It was a bad day. We went from John Franco Day to a bad day.
This is such a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
I really got
Valley Stream in Brooklyn in the
Valley
house.
Stream in Brooklyn. So glad to be able to do this.
This was great.